channel. It's Rebecca, also known as 4Kids at 147, and I've been working on my Heaven and Earth design, so I thought I'd show you sort of where I'm up to and what I've been doing. So I've done a load of 939s, so I've pretty much just done 939s all the way down these strips since I last did a WIP and chat, and it's sort of working for this area because there's just little pretty big blocks that are other colours. It doesn't get quite as easy coming further down. It does sort of around this half, but not around the middle. So I thought this was probably now a good time to fill in what was left, and I thought I'd do some of that with you. I've done a few ones that are more single colours. Saves me, you know, grabbing pots all the time. But I thought what we'd do now is we'd start filling in some of this. So it's also given me a chance to have a little bit of a mess with this software. So you can zoom in quite a bit. You do have to remember to use the tabs across the top. So when you click on search, it will of course search for all of that symbol, but if you want to zoom out again, you sort of have to remember to press on the zoom before you do. So we're going to work on this G first, which fills in a few of these little gaps around here, but also does some big clusters around these bits, not too bitty, hopefully. So I'm actually going to keep it quite zoomed out for a little bit, and tap on the highlights so that I can in effect colour in quite a few of these spaces to the side. See if we can have less gaps. So it definitely goes in that top one, goes in this one, goes in this one, goes in these, both of these together down here at the bottom. In this little cluster here, it's only 2 of them. The other 2 are a different symbol. What else have we got that stands out? So we've got this little single one here, and then on highlight I can just go through tapping the ones that I've done. Okay, doesn't seem to want to let me tap those 2, or is that just me? That's just me. I'm not zoomed in as much as I will be in a bit, and then we'll also just do this single one there as well, I think, and then I'll mark the tick so that they sort of colour in a little bit. I know you can't see this too well, but now I'm going to sort of zoom in a bit more and manipulate it a bit. Now I know that these little bits out of the way have been dealt with, I can zoom in and focus more on, at the moment, these 2. So we've got this little star and this, I think they're stars anyway. So I am finding that instead of looking at it as a 10 by 10 grid, so what I was looking was at this grid, I'm now looking at it as a shape. So it is a little bit different. I am really liking the fact that the app, when it colours in the symbol, so you highlight it to find it, but when you mark it as done, it will mark it as done as the colour that you've put in its place. So when you're working on something like down here where it's very bitty, the colours look like that on the screen, so it makes it so much easier. Oh, I'm not on highlight. See, that's why you have to remember to hit the highlight button. So I'll hit that as done. So I've done that section, and then I'll move on to this star. So let's see if we can zoom you in just a little bit. So hopefully you can see a little bit of what I'm working on. I do apologise, you've got my reflection as well. So I'm going to start sort of up the top here, fill in a few. As I say, I'm working on it now, not in a 10 by 10 grid, though you can, but I'm working on it as a shape. So I've got 3, 2 down this side, 4 down this side. And then filling in sort of that little bit there. So that's sort of a little section that I filled up. I am on highlight, so I'm going to highlight that, and you can sort of manipulate your finger round corners and round shapes as well, which I do like. And then let's get this top little section filled in. I'm actually filling all of this in up to the line and past it, but definitely up to the line. So we've got up to the line there, and then 3 under the line as well. So filling in quite a bit of that, and you can just swipe across to catch them all. There's nothing else around it, so I can just swipe. Just swipe it. And then we've got that one and those 2, and then across the line I do go pretty much all the way across, but actually if I start from the other end, I've got 1, and then I have a gap, and then I have 1, and then I fill the line. So we'll pop those 4 in, and then I'm going to highlight that section and see. So when I then highlight all the way across the row, it doesn't pick up the symbol I've not highlighted, which is great. So you can work in a full line all the way across something, but if you've got the odd little diamond or stitch, if you're a cross stitcher as well, if you've got the odd little stitch that you're not actually filling in, it won't highlight them for you, which means you do not have to tap everything separately, which is fantastic. So now I've done that line, I've missed a couple of stitches, but I can just highlight all the way across, which I think is the way that sort of when I'm doing it, sort of the way I like to work, is in little rows, sometimes up, sometimes down, but they're always little rows. So it's quite nice that I can swipe across, but then for example when I come down here, I know I've got to fill in all these bits, so let's fill in that to neaten up that edge into a square, but I could actually swipe down to say I've done that edge. Really like that. So now I'm going to sort of go up the next, okay, no, what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill in this bottom part, because then I can in effect square this off, which should make it a little bit easier for me to read what lines I've done. So 3, 2, 1. Okay, so now I know that on this straight line I go all the way up apart from the last 2 stitches, and I'm going through quite a few diamonds, so let's tip some more out, and then we go from the bottom. I know I'm going all the way up, doesn't matter if I hit the end of a 10 square. I know of course that I skip all the ones that are already there, and I'm going and I need to leave 2 spaces at the top. Already I think this app has saved me so much time. And then on the next one, so I'm going across from where I was, I'm filling in that one there, I'm missing 2, Okay, so I've just got to fill that gap in between the two now. It's a lot easier than when you're cross stitching and can't sort of dip down. You sort of have to count your stitches and keep checking that you've not gone too far. So it's definitely a lot easier when it comes down to it being diamond painting, but this app will help with either. So let me have a look what's next. So we've got 1, and then we miss 1, and we've got 3, then we miss 1, and then we've got 1. Scoop all the way down that line, done. So next one, we're doing 3. It's quite nice to do blocks of colour instead of just single odd ones. Block of 2, and then you can either count this as a block of 5, or you can just say I'm going 1 above what I was on before. Sort of depends on how your brain works to which way you do that. Mark those 3 lines as done. And this, I find, is coming together so quickly. So we've got a row of 3, then a row of 2, and then I think it's a row of 5. 5 I can sort of judge by just looking at it. Gets more than that, and I either count it to double check, or I use what I've last done as the reference. Then we've got a row of 4, and then we're filling that hole, and we're just doing 1 above it. So let's get all those ones filled in. Okay, and now we get to sort of another busier intersection, as I call it. So I'm going to straighten this one up, and I know I'm filling in the singles, and then I'm filling in the little L shape. And it's quite nice because you can mark them off as you go along, and when you highlight them, it puts another ring round them, so you can sort of discount them a little bit in your head. Okay, I've got 2 diamonds stuck together, so let's get that out of my tray. Okay, so then we have a block of 4, and then we are coming to a space where we miss, where we leave a gap for another symbol. So let's do those 4, and then I can pay attention then a little bit easier to what I'm doing. So I want a little L shape in that little corner. So that's my L shape done, and then we're filling in all these 3. I might even need some more diamonds yet. Fill in those 3. In fact, I'm going to tip out some more because there's another star further down. Let's get them in the tray now. Saves me fighting with which way up is the right way up. Okay, and then for this next section we miss 1, and then we're actually going all the way up to the top, all the way till we hit the 939. Not even counting how many they are, because it doesn't matter. I just keep going until I hit the 939 and mark off that section, and then it's the same for the next one. We miss 1, which is a bit higher up, but then we go all the way up to the top until we actually hit more of this 823 that we've just done. So going all the way up to the top, and I know my lines don't look straight, but my lines where I've marked in my 10s aren't straight either, so it's never going to work. And then lastly we've got 2 more, so it's easier to count miss 2 from the top and then put the 2 than to count up from the bottom. So that's the 2, and then I'm going to mark that as a tick done, and that has now highlighted them all. I'm going to click to move, and we'll finish this little section here. Now there are odd ones down the bottom, but at the moment I'm not paying attention to them. All I'm interested in at the moment is just this section that I've done. Okay, so we're going to hit the top one and then we'll four up the side. And then I've make sure I'm on highlight, and I can highlight that whole row. And then the next one is also the complete row. Trying to work around the rest of my canvas at the moment because it's not sat on my knee. So we'll do the rest of the row. Quite looking forward to when it comes to the bottom of this second page. I think I'm just going to go all the way across. This app, while it does tell you which is each page, it's not like working on paper where you'd have to be shuffling from one page to another. It's not like working on easy PDF that could not cope with the size of the file with every page in there, so I split the pages up. It's not like that. This app can cope with the full file. I think it converts it into its own format that it can read it. I'm not exactly sure, but yeah, it can cope completely fine with the file. I'm not finding that there's any problems on it, any slowness or lagging or anything, unless of course I try to zoom in and zoom out and move it and all the rest of it quicker than you should. Quicker than a human should. But if I'm just plodding along, doesn't matter if I zoom in and zoom out. It's not that it doesn't allow me to. It can just sometimes, if I'm trying to do too many things when I've just opened the file, it does. But that is more than likely my tablet than the app. So I'm just working my way around in basically trying not to be able to place many diamonds without having to think if I need to stop or miss gaps or count in my head. So what I've done is I've gone from going down to going across, because across I'm doing it all, and then now I've got to the point where I'd have to miss some, and then so I'm just going to start going down again. But I'm going to go down now on the right hand side, so I'll fill in that gap, and then the next row is all the way down. And this, say, will stop me having to count 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 etc. in my head all the time. And then we've got another straight down. Of course there will be times and there will be colours where you do have to count, but if we can prevent it, it's quicker. Okay, and then we're going to go across again. I'm going to fill in this bottom stretch, 3 across the bottom. As I say, that's not because I needed to count them, that was just because it's a number under 5. So I've done those and those. Got one more row across this bottom, of this colour anyway, and then just one on its own. And then I can mark that one as done. So that is all of the 820 that I need for this. So I'll get those out of the way, and then I am going to zoom out because I do want to find out. That was, oh no, that was a colour that I don't think I pulled out. I've tried to pull out the colours early to save me hunting for them while we're filling it in, but I do actually want that circle with a dot because I want to finish that one off. And I have all my circles here, and I just need to find the circle with, oh, did I pull it out? No, I didn't. There it is, 798, circle with a dot. So go to my search function and hit that one. Now I have kept it zoomed out because there is only a couple for this one. So we have one that's going up here. Then we have these two here, and that's it. That's all I need. But that gets in some some holes round here. We've only really got these big sort of clusters. And you can highlight from a distance. It will let you highlight even though you're quite zoomed out, especially if you swipe across it in a line. And then we'll go to the search function. And in fact, let me put these away first before I cause an injury. Okay, so let's go back to this and the next biggest colour, and I'm going to search for this one. And this is 995. Now I am wondering how much of these I'm actually going to have. I can bring my key thing back and it'll tell me that for 995, see, there's me thinking, do I have enough, do I not? Considering there's quite a lot on here. But the key is also telling me that for 995 I only actually need 49 for the whole picture. So it must be that a lot of this 995 actually goes where I'm working now. So you can pull that back or hide it as much as you need to. So wondering if I've run out of an hour, right? Okay, so I need that top one, and then I need it in a group of 1, 2. Okay, so I need that 2, those 2, and then going down, I've got 1, and then I'm doing 2 at the bottom. So this one's a little bit more bitty than the last one. We'll fill in those 2 just to get those cleared up, and then I've got a straight run all the way down. So straight run this one all the way down, covering up my wonky black lines, and it'll probably be easier for you to see that this line is actually straight. You just couldn't tell before because I had a wonky line on it. So we are looking a bit clustered, so we do need to clip that one in. So that's all the way down done. Okay, and then we'll go back up to the top. We've got 2, and then we miss 1, but then we go all the way to join up to the other side. So constantly looking for the easiest stretch to do without counting. Okay, and then I've got 2 across, and then again it's actually going down that's going to be easier now. I want to go all the way down bar the last one. Straight run down. If I can get the diamonds to be picked up by my wax. But I'm going to leave the last one. And then in this little cluster, we want that bottom one and that one. And I actually quite like keeping them highlighted before I check that they're done. I find it's easier because I'm still looking at the colour in my tray. I find it's easier doing it that way. So we do those. And we've got this bottom one and 2 more. A little shake, and of this 2 little cluster we've got the one on the left, and I'll mark that as done because that's where I'm zoomed into. I'll go down, keeping an eye out for any other green. There's no other green apart from where we are now. So we've got 1, I am going to need some more out my tub. Okay, so we've got 1, 2, 3, miss a 1, 1, 2, straight 3 across the bottom, 2, 3, and then just 1 above. Make sure I turn it back to highlight. So memory card just saved, so I just finished marking off that one, and then I've just highlighted of the heart, which if I remember rightly, I didn't have many of these either. No, I need a total of 9 of these on the whole painting. And this is where 3 of them are about to go. So we'll pop in 1. And then this one is in that little star, and that's quite helpful because I can see the shading of the other ones, so I do know it's within that star. And then we've got the one here at the top. I'm going to mark them as done. So it is quite nice as like a little double check that you can do to check that you have got enough colour. So for example, this next colour, I don't have a lot of this at all. Should I be worried or not? 26 is what I need of this colour. So I'm actually probably marked this one off as my sheet, on my sheet already as done. But I pulled it out and I'm thinking, oh, see, I hadn't taken it off search when I tried to move it. So I'm just checking. Yeah, we are definitely only sort of on this section, and that is the only place that's highlighted green. So let's fill in these little gaps now. I like filling in gaps. Do need to put some more wax on my pen though. So we've got 2. I forget how much diamond painting I've actually done. So go to highlight, those 2, those 2. I've actually just highlighted those in a diagonal as well. So I've just diagonally swept and managed to highlight the 2 that I've done. That way. And we've got these 3. In a way, I do sort of, I don't know whether it's something they can bring out in a future update, but because I am doing, it's probably not a benefit to cross stitches either, but because I am doing my Heaven and Earth designs with spares, it would be really nice if it was like a running total. Oh, actually, does it do a running total? 3842. Has that gone down to 16? I'm going to have to look now. Bear with me. Okay, so 386. Is it 3842? Sorry. Yes, it does. Oh, how happy am I? So 3842. I need 26. So now I've checked marked those ones, it's now telling me how many left I need. So in this case it's 16. So 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, I've hit 16. So I can already confidently know that I don't need any more of this number because of the amount of stitches I have left on the design. That's made me so happy. For somebody who is doing their Heaven and Earth designs from spares, that is a bit of a game changer. That is awesome. Okay, back to diamond painting. So I'm keeping this little key up. I really am. So for the equal sign, we need 9. So this could actually tell me when I'm done with the colour as well. How awesome is that? Okay, so highlight. Got one down there. So the number's not changing until I mark it as done. 2. I'm going to count these as I go. 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, 7, 8, 9. So in theory, that should be this colour done. It now says 0. So there is no more stitches on my Heaven and, well, no more diamonds on my Heaven and Earth designs that need this colour. I'm going to keep that one out. I'm probably going to depot that one, put it into my spares. I don't need it again for here. I know I don't need it again for here. and I can just put it away. Wow. Sorry, got a little bit too excited there, but that's impressed me. That has really impressed me. Right, I'm going to bob you guys on pause, and I'm going to get in the other few that I need just to do these stars, and we'll get those finished. These are very bitty, so I'll probably just plod on with those afterwards. I'll speak to you in a minute. Okay, so I've picked up all the other colours that I sort of need to sort of finish this starry bluey cluster, or at least I think I have. I did actually search. There was one symbol I wasn't quite sure if it was exactly right, so what I did was I searched for it so that I could confirm the number was right, which was also pretty good. Okay, so this is another colour that I'm low on, but I only need 12 more for this design, so we're all good with that. So this sort of catches this bottom corner, so I'm going to highlight that one, and then there's one up here, and then I'm pretty sure there was one up here. Yeah, there was. So back to highlight, and we're just going to fill that little gap up there. So I'm going to mark that one as done, and that one's now gone down to 9. Okay, let's get these little cluster bits done. Ooh, it's that one I want to highlight. So 517. So I could actually put my diamonds back in by number order as well now. I could put them in DMC number order, because this chart could tell me what number it is. I could actually go by number. Ooh. Choose to highlight. I now only need 33. Love that feature. Love, love, love that feature. Okay, so I'm going to try and get most of these sort of little bits done now. So let's search the C. There is only one. These are all different shades of blue. So I'm trying to just dip my pot in the pin in the pot to get those. And I think there's a colour that I forgot to bring out. Oh, there's this one here that I forgot to bring out, but it does sort of repeat over in that cluster. So we're not going to go with that one. We're going to move over here. So I want search. Oh, see, this is where I muck myself up, because I forget. I forget that I can't zoom in when I've highlighted, and I end up highlighting something different. Okay, so this one only needs 2, though it does only need 26 more in the whole rest of the painting. So let's knock a couple more off that. I wonder how many more 939s I need. Ooh. Okay, and then we'll search. This is the symbol that I wanted to double check, because on the pattern it doesn't have like a bottom line on it, but on this one it does. So we need 2 to finish this off. I'm just going to work by cluster. In fact, I could probably, can I zoom and get them both? Yeah, I can, just to double check that I don't want to put the pot away really if I've only got one more. Okay, search. This one's 996, so I only need 8 on the whole painting for this, and it looks as though there's 6 on here. No, I've put something in the wrong place. What have I put in there that I shouldn't have done? I'm a tilly flop. So I'm looking here. Oh, that's why I've just put it in the wrong place. So that one should have been there. Need to pay more attention. Okay, back to it. So these are very similar anyway. very similar, but we'll do it right. We'll do it right. So we'll go for 3 across here. And there is a couple of different shades in this one as well, but trying to use the most similar ones that I can. Ooh, so knock that one out. Okay, so highlight, done, done, done. So there is only 2 left of this number on the whole painting now. So what I can do if I want is I can zoom out and it will still be highlighted in green where it is. So there's one way down here that I can see, or maybe it's 2 together. So you can sort of scroll through the whole painting and it will show you any highlight. Oh no, the other one's all the way down here. So I'm not putting them on now. If they were very close by, it could possibly have been worth me putting them in, for the sake of taking a symbol out of the equation. You know, when my eyes are scanning my boxes, it's not worth it when they're all the way down there. So I'm going to zoom back in, make sure I'm still getting the 2 little sections that I'm working on, and we'll go for the next one, which is this white. 380 of these, so this is definitely going to appear in a few more places, but let's get these ones in. So we've got 1 and then 1, 2, 3 and then 2 for there, and then there is 1 down in this little bottom cluster. Make sure I'm on highlight, scroll all the way across. You could even scribble all the way across it if that worked for you. And that's that one done. For this flower, we only have 1 in this cluster, we only need 8 for the whole painting, so I'm definitely going to pop my pen in for that one. Highlight, done. And the symbol disappears as well, which is nice. It's not like it washes over the symbol. The symbol does just disappear. In regards to the rest, it does still sort of do a highlight on the ones you have completed, so that you can see if there were others in close proximity. So that one's done. Search for this. Oh, there's only 2 of these needed on this painting, and here's one of them, or 2 left to do, and there's one of them. So that can be done. There is only 1 left on the painting. I'm just going to have a look and see if it is anywhere close. Nah, I'm not seeing any green. I'm not scrolling all the way down again because it takes too long to scroll all the way down and all the way back up. So zoom in. I think we've only got 2 more in this little bottom cluster. This is where it sometimes has a little bit of a hang on, what you doing to me, and I don't think I got these colours out, so found one of them, 827. Some nice pale blue, some nice blue colours. So let's get, oh, all I did was took off my search and I didn't want to. And then this one we only need 7 of. This is a little O, and it is 3325. I'll get one of these in, and that's that little cluster done. We got some stars. They're pretty. But yeah, if you're doing a heaven and earth design, I tell you now straight, this app is well worth it. Even just doing those clusters, the fact that it's counting down my stitches, and therefore how many diamonds I still need, or how many or when I'm done. So I'm on page 2. This colour, don't need any more. Don't need it anymore for the design. So I can take that out of the equation. I'm not going to be looking at that symbol thinking it's a different symbol. It's gone. And the fact that it shows the picture as it's done as well is really, really nice. But yeah, thank you for joining me for this little bit of a different heaven and earth whipping chat. I will be back with more, but here's of course this little instalment where we got some stars done, and we can all see the stars in the night sky. But yeah, thank you so much for joining me, and I'll speak to you all again soon.